In a mobile home, when bonding a cord and plug-connected cable television, the proper connection is to a ground rod. This is in accordance with Article 810, specifically Section 810.21b of the National Electrical Code. Grounding and bonding are crucial for safety and proper operation of electrical systems, including cable television. The purpose of grounding is to provide a path for fault current to return to the source, allowing overcurrent protective devices, such as circuit breakers or fuses, to trip and de-energize the circuit in the event of a fault. This helps to prevent electrical shock hazards and minimize the risk of fire. The ground rod serves as the grounding electrode for the cable television system. It provides a direct connection to the earth, ensuring that any stray voltage or fault current is safely dissipated. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides specific requirements for grounding and bonding of cable television systems to ensure safety and compliance. Article 810 covers the requirements for radio and television equipment. Section 810.21b specifically addresses the grounding of the shield of a coaxial cable. It mandates that the shield of the coaxial cable, which carries the cable television signal, be grounded as close as practicable to the point of entrance to the building. This grounding connection must be made to a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod. The NEC defines a grounding electrode as a conducting object through which a direct connection to earth is established. Acceptable grounding electrodes include ground rods, ground plates, metal underground water pipes, and metal building frames that are effectively grounded. In the case of a mobile home, a ground rod is commonly used as the grounding electrode for the cable television system. The ground rod should be made of a conductive material, such as copper or copper-clad steel, and should be at least 8 feet long. It should be driven into the ground until at least 8 feet of its length is in contact with the soil. The location of the ground rod is also important. It should be located as close as practicable to the point where the coaxial cable enters the mobile home. This minimizes the length of the grounding conductor, which helps to reduce impedance and improve the effectiveness of the grounding system. The grounding conductor, which connects the coaxial cable shield to the ground rod, must be of sufficient size to safely carry any fault current that may occur. The NEC specifies the minimum size of the grounding conductor based on the size of the overcurrent protective device protecting the circuit. Generally, a number 14 American wire gauge copper conductor is sufficient for grounding cable television systems. However, it is important to consult the NEC for the specific requirements in your area. In addition to grounding the coaxial cable shield, it is also important to bond the cable television system to other grounded metal objects in the mobile home. Bonding is the process of connecting two or more metal objects together to create an electrically conductive path. This helps to equalize the voltage potential between the objects, reducing the risk of electrical shock. Common metal objects that should be bonded to the cable television system include metal water pipes, metal gas pipes, and the mobile home frame. The bonding connection should be made with bonding jumpers, which are short lengths of copper wire. The bonding jumpers should be sized according to the NEC requirements and should be securely connected to the metal objects using appropriate connectors. Proper grounding and bonding of cable television systems are essential for safety and compliance. By following the requirements of the NEC, you can help to protect yourself and your family from electrical shock hazards and ensure the proper operation of your cable television system. It is always recommended to consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns about grounding and bonding cable television systems. When installing a ground rod, several factors need consideration for optimal performance and safety. Firstly, material selection is crucial. Copper or copper-clad steel are the most common choices due to their excellent conductivity and persistence to corrosion. The NEC mandates specific dimensions for ground rods, typically a minimum diameter of 1/2 inch for copper and 5/8 inch for steel, and a minimum length of 8 feet. Installation depth is equally important. The entire 8-foot length of the ground rod must be in contact with the soil. If rocky soil prevents driving the rod vertically, it can be buried at an angle not exceeding 45 degrees from vertical or horizontally in a trench at least 30 inches deep. Soil conditions significantly affect grounding effectiveness. Moist soil provides better conductivity than dry soil. If the soil is sandy or rocky, it may be necessary to use multiple ground rods spaced at least 6 feet apart, interconnected with a continuous bonding conductor. This configuration creates a more effective grounding system by increasing the contact area with the earth. The grounding conductor, which connects the cable TV system to the ground rod, must be properly sized to handle potential fault currents. The NEC specifies the minimum size based on the size of the service entrance conductors. Typically, for residential applications, a number 6 American wire gauge copper or number 4 American wire gauge aluminum conductor is sufficient. However, local codes may have more stringent requirements. The connection between the grounding conductor and the ground rod must be secure and corrosion resistant. Approved grounding clamps or connectors should be used to ensure a reliable electrical connection. These connectors should be listed for direct burial to prevent corrosion from soil moisture. Regular inspection and maintenance of the grounding system are essential to ensure its continued effectiveness. Check the ground rod and connections for corrosion or damage. If corrosion is present, clean the connections and apply a corrosion-inhibiting compound. Replace any damaged components immediately. Mobile homes present unique grounding challenges due to their construction and mobility. In addition to the cable TV grounding, the mobile home's chassis must be grounded. This is typically achieved by connecting the chassis to a separate ground rod or to the grounding electrode system of the service entrance. When connecting the cable TV system to the ground rod, it is crucial to maintain separation from other grounding electrodes, such as those for the electrical service. This prevents the creation of ground loops, which can cause unwanted current flow and interference. The bonding of metallic components within the mobile home is also critical. All metallic pipes, ducts, and appliances must be bonded together and connected to the grounding electrode system. This ensures that all metal parts are at the same electrical potential, minimizing the risk of shock. Surge protection is another important consideration for cable TV systems in mobile homes. Surges can enter the home through the coaxial cable and damage sensitive electronic equipment. A surge protector installed at the point of entry of the coaxial cable can help to mitigate this risk. The surge protector should be properly grounded to the grounding electrode system. Local codes and regulations may have specific requirements for grounding and bonding cable TV systems in mobile homes. It is essential to consult with a qualified electrician and local building officials to ensure compliance with all applicable codes. Failure to comply with these codes can result in safety hazards and potential liability. Proper grounding and bonding are not only essential for safety, but also improve the performance of the cable TV system. A properly grounded system minimizes interference and provides a clearer signal. In addition to cable TV systems, satellite dish systems also require grounding. The NEC provides specific requirements for grounding satellite dish antennas in Article 810. Similar to cable TV systems, the metal structure of the satellite dish must be grounded to a grounding electrode. The grounding conductor should be sized according to the NEC requirements and connected to the grounding electrode using approved connectors. The importance of proper grounding and bonding cannot be overemphasized. It is a critical safety measure that protects people and property from electrical hazards. By following the requirements of the NEC and consulting with qualified professionals, you can ensure that your cable TV system is properly grounded and bonded, providing a safe and reliable viewing experience. In the context of mobile homes and recreational vehicles, the requirements for grounding and bonding can be found in Article 550 of the National Electrical Code. This article provides specific guidelines for electrical systems in these types of structures, including the grounding of cable television and communication systems. When dealing with mobile homes, it's essential to understand the difference between grounding and bonding. Grounding refers to connecting electrical equipment to the earth, providing a path for fault current to flow in the event of a short circuit. Bonding, on the other hand, involves connecting different metallic parts of the electrical system together to ensure they are at the same electrical potential. This helps to prevent shock hazards. In a mobile home, the metal frame of the structure is typically used as the grounding electrode. This means that the frame is connected to the earth through a grounding conductor. All metallic parts of the electrical system, including the cable television system, should be bonded to the frame. This ensures that if a fault occurs, the current will flow safely to the ground, tripping the circuit breaker and preventing a shock. When installing a cable television system in a mobile home, it's important to follow these steps. Firstly, ensure that the mobile home's electrical system is properly grounded. Secondly, connect the cable television coaxial cable to a grounding block. This block is designed to provide a connection point for the grounding conductor. Thirdly, connect the grounding conductor from the grounding block to the mobile home's frame. This can be done using a grounding clamp or other approved connector. Fourthly, bond all metallic parts of the cable television system to the mobile home's frame. This includes the metal housing of the cable box and any other metallic components. It's also important to protect the cable television system from surges. A surge protector should be installed at the point where the coaxial cable enters the mobile home. This will help to protect the equipment from damage caused by lightning strikes or other electrical surges. In addition to the specific requirements for cable television systems, there are also general requirements for grounding and bonding in mobile homes. These requirements are outlined in Article 550 of the National Electrical Code. Some of the key requirements include: firstly, the mobile home's electrical system must be grounded to a grounding electrode. This can be a ground rod, a metal underground water pipe, or another approved grounding electrode. Secondly, all metallic parts of the electrical system must be bonded together. This includes the metal frame of the mobile home, the metal water pipes, and the metal gas pipes. Thirdly, the grounding conductor must be properly sized. The size of the grounding conductor depends on the size of the service entrance conductors. Fourthly, the grounding conductor must be protected from damage. The grounding conductor should be run in conduit or otherwise protected from physical damage. Following these requirements will help to ensure that the mobile home's electrical system is safe and reliable. It's also important to remember that electrical work can be dangerous. If you're not comfortable working with electricity, it's best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. A qualified electrician will be familiar with the National Electrical Code and will be able to ensure that the work is done safely and correctly. When working with electrical systems in mobile homes, it's important to be aware of the potential hazards. One of the biggest hazards is electrical shock. Electrical shock can occur when a person comes into contact with a live electrical conductor. The electrical shock can cause serious injuries, including burns, muscle spasms, and cardiac arrest. To prevent electrical shock, it's important to take the following precautions. Firstly, always turn off the power before working on any electrical equipment. Secondly, use insulated tools. Thirdly, wear rubber gloves and shoes. Fourthly, never work on electrical equipment when you're wet. Fifthly, be aware of your surroundings. Avoid touching any metal objects that could be energized. Another hazard is electrical fire. Electrical fires can occur when electrical wiring overheats. Electrical fires can spread quickly and cause serious damage. To prevent electrical fires, it's important to take the following precautions. Firstly, never overload circuits. Secondly, use the correct size of wire for the circuit. Thirdly, check electrical cords for damage. Fourthly, never run electrical cords under rugs or furniture. Fifthly, have your electrical system inspected regularly by a qualified electrician. In addition to electrical shock and electrical fire, there are other hazards associated with electrical systems in mobile homes. These hazards include arc flash, electrocution, and explosions. Arc flash is a dangerous electrical phenomenon that can occur when a high-voltage electrical arc jumps between two conductors. Arc flash can cause serious burns and other injuries. Electrocution is death caused by electrical shock. Explosions can occur when flammable gases or vapors are ignited by an electrical spark. To protect yourself from these hazards, it's important to follow all safety precautions when working with electrical systems in mobile homes. If you're not sure how to do something safely, ask a qualified electrician for help. Proper grounding and bonding are crucial for the safe and effective operation of cable television systems in mobile homes. By following the requirements of the National Electrical Code and taking appropriate safety precautions, you can help to protect yourself and your family from electrical hazards.